た。しかし、ある日、坂本は太った。
What's up, everyone? 2025 has been insane for anime. Today, I'm ranking the top 10 best anime of the year so far. But these aren't just good shows. They're the ones that went completely viral on social media. Let's dive right in, starting with number 10. Coming in at number 10 is a series that represents a significant, and I believe permanent shift in the anime landscape, To Be Hero X. Now, some of you might be surprised to see a donghua, or Chinese animation, on this list. But if you've been paying attention to the global animation scene, you know this has been a long time coming. To Be Hero X is the latest project from Lee Hao-lin, the creator of the popular Link Click. And what makes this series so fascinating and so relevant to our discussion of viral phenomena is its unorthodox approach to the superhero genre. It's an anthology series, with each story focusing on a different hero in a world where their powers are directly correlated to the number of supporters they have. Think of it as a meta-commentary on our own influencer-driven culture, but with superpowers. This structure is genius for social media. Each episode introduces a new hero, a new power set, and a new story, creating a constant stream of fresh content for fans to discuss, debate, and create content around. It's a show that's practically designed to be broken down into bite-sized chunks for TikTok and Twitter. But what truly makes To Be Hero X a standout is its narrative ambition. It's not just a collection of disconnected stories. Each vignette weaves together to form a larger, overarching plot. It's a series that rewards close viewing and analysis, which is why it's found a dedicated audience on platforms like Reddit, where fans are constantly piecing together the larger puzzle. While it may not have the same explosive virality as some of the other shows on this list, To Be Hero X represents a crucial turning point. It's a donghua that's not just imitating anime, but innovating on its own terms. And as we see more and more of these high-quality productions coming out of China, we're going to see the definition of anime itself continue to expand and evolve. To Be Hero X is a sign of things to come, and that's why it deserves a spot on this list. At number 9, we have another donghua that's been making serious waves, but for a very different reason, Lord of Mysteries. Based on a massively popular web novel, this series is a labyrinthine dark fantasy that plunges viewers into a world of secret societies, ancient gods, and steampunk-inspired technology. What makes Lord of Mysteries so compelling and so ripe for social media discussion is its sheer complexity. This is not a show you can watch passively. It demands your full attention, and it rewards that attention with a story that is both incredibly intricate and deeply satisfying. This is a series that thrives on theory crafting. The world is so rich with lore, the magic system so detailed, and the plot so full of twists and turns that it's become a breeding ground for online communities dedicated to unraveling its secrets. You'll find entire subreddits and Discord servers filled with fans dissecting every frame, every line of dialogue, searching for clues and predicting what's to come. And while that might sound like a niche appeal, it's exactly that depth that has allowed Lord of Mysteries to build such a passionate and dedicated fan base. In an era of disposable, easily digestible content, this is a show that offers something more. It's a meal, not a snack. And that's what has made it stand out. The animation, a collaboration between several studios, is also a major factor in its success. The world is beautifully realized, with a dark, gothic aesthetic that is both stunning and deeply unsettling. It's a show that is as beautiful as it is brutal, and that contrast has made for some incredibly powerful and shareable moments. Lord of Mysteries is a testament to the power of world building. It's a show that proves that audiences are still hungry for complex, challenging stories. And as it continues to gain traction in the West, I have no doubt that it will become a major force in the global anime community. All right, let's lighten things up a bit. Coming in at number 8, we have what is, without a doubt, the funniest anime of the year so far, Witch Watch. From Kenta Shinohara, the creator of the legendary comedy series Sket Dance, this show is an absolute masterclass in comedic timing and execution. Witch Watch tells the story of Nico, a teenage witch, and her ogre familiar Morihito, who also happens to be her childhood friend. And while the premise might sound like a standard fantasy rom-com, the execution is anything but. This is a show that takes the most basic, familiar tropes and twists them into something completely unexpected and hilarious. What makes Witch Watch so perfect for social media is its format. The series is primarily composed of short, self-contained sketches, each one a perfectly crafted comedic gem. This makes it incredibly easy to clip and share the funniest moments, and the show has become a goldmine for meme creators. The humor itself is a brilliant mix of slapstick, wordplay, and meta-commentary on the anime industry. Shinohara is a master of subverting expectations. And just when you think you know where a joke is going, he pulls the rug out from under you in the most brilliant way possible. But it's not just the jokes that make this show so special. The characters are incredibly endearing, and the slow-burn romance between Nico and Morihito is genuinely sweet and heartwarming. It's a show with a lot of heart, and that's what has allowed it to connect with such a broad audience. Witch Watch is a reminder that sometimes the simplest things are the most effective. It's not trying to be a deep philosophical exploration of the human condition, it's just trying to make you laugh. And in a year that's been as chaotic as 2025, that's a more valuable commodity than ever. This is the kind of show that you can put on after a long day and just let it wash over you. And that's why it's earned its spot on this list. Now, for something completely different. At number 7, we have a series that has been haunting my thoughts since it first aired. The Summer Hikaru Died. This is not an easy watch. It's a slow-burn horror mystery that is as beautiful as it is deeply, deeply unsettling. And it's one of the most unique and unforgettable anime of the year. The story follows Yoshiki, a high school student whose best friend Hikaru died and was replaced by something else. Something that looks like Hikaru, talks like Hikaru, but is very, very wrong. And as Yoshiki tries to navigate this impossible situation, he's drawn deeper and deeper into a world of body horror, cosmic dread, and existential angst. What makes The Summer Hikaru Died so effective and so viral is its masterful use of atmosphere. The show is a masterclass in building tension and dread. It's not about jump scares. It's about a slow, creeping sense of wrongness that gets under your skin and stays there. The animation by Sigami's Pictures is absolutely stunning, with a soft, almost dreamlike quality that makes the moments of horror all the more jarring and effective. This is a show that has thrived on social media, particularly in the horror community. The unsettling imagery, the ambiguous nature of the creature, and the complex codependent relationship between Yoshiki and the new Hikaru have all been subjects of intense discussion and analysis. It's a show that invites you to theorize, to speculate, and to try and piece together the puzzle, even as it's actively trying to mess with your head. The Summer Hikaru Died is not for everyone. It's a challenging, often disturbing series that will leave you with more questions than answers. But for those who are willing to take the plunge, it's an experience that you won't soon forget. It's a show that proves that horror in anime can be more than just gore and monsters. It can be a powerful tool for exploring the darkest corners of the human psyche. And that's why it's one of the best and most important anime of the year. At number 6, we have the Dark Horse of the Year, a show that came out of nowhere and completely blew everyone away. Gachiakuta. This is a shonen series that feels like a breath of fresh, albeit very grimy air. In a genre that can often feel formulaic and repetitive, Gachiakuta is a wild, unpredictable ride that is not afraid to get its hands dirty. The series is set in a world where the rich and powerful live in a pristine city in the sky, while the poor and marginalized are forced to live in a massive, sprawling slum on the surface, a place where the trash of the upper world is dumped. Our protagonist, Rudo, is a resident of this slum who is framed for a crime he didn't commit and cast into the abyss, a place where the world's most dangerous criminals and monstrous creatures are sent to die. What makes Gachiakuta so special is its raw, unpolished aesthetic. This is not a clean, slick, or pretty show. It's gritty, it's dirty, and it's often ugly, and that's what makes it so beautiful. The art style is a chaotic, energetic mix of graffiti, street art, and traditional Japanese inkwash painting, and it gives the show a look and feel that is unlike anything else out there. The action is also a major highlight. The fights are brutal, visceral, and incredibly creative. Rudo's ability to give life to inanimate objects leads to some of the most inventive and visually stunning action sequences I've seen in a long time. It's a show that is constantly finding new and exciting ways to surprise you. Gachiakuta has found a massive audience on social media, particularly among fans who are tired of the same old shonen tropes. It's a show that feels fresh, exciting, and a little bit dangerous. It's a show that has something to say about class, inequality, and the power of art to create change. And in a world that often feels like it's on the brink of collapse, that's a message that resonates now more than ever. At number 5, we have a series that is, in many ways, the opposite of Gachiakuta. It's a short, 2-volume manga adaptation that is quiet, contemplative, and absolutely soul-crushing. I'm talking, of course, about Takopi's Original Sin. This is a show that came out of nowhere and completely blindsided the entire anime community. It tells the story of Takopi, a cute, naive little alien who comes to Earth to spread happiness. He befriends a young girl named Shizuka, who is being brutally bullied at school and abused at home. And as Takopi tries to use his happy-go-lucky alien gadgets to solve Shizuka's problems, he only succeeds in making things worse, leading to a series of increasingly tragic and horrifying consequences. What makes Takopi's original sin so powerful and so viral is its unflinching and brutally honest depiction of childhood trauma. This is not a show that pulls any punches. It's a raw, heartbreaking look at the ways in which the world can break a child, and the devastating consequences of good intentions gone wrong. The contrast between the cute, almost childish art style and the incredibly dark and mature themes is what makes this show so effective. It's a visual representation of the loss of innocence, and it's a choice that makes the story's most tragic moments all the more impactful. Takopi's original sin is not an easy watch. It's a show that will stay with you long after you've finished it, but it's also one of the most important and necessary anime of the year. It's a show that has sparked important conversations about bullying, abuse, and mental health. And in a world where these issues are more prevalent than ever, that's a conversation that we desperately need to be having. This is a show that proves that anime can be more than just entertainment. It can be a powerful tool for empathy and understanding, and that's why it's a masterpiece. Coming in at number 4, we have the return of one of the most beloved and critically acclaimed anime of the last few years, The Apothecary Diaries Season 2. And let me tell you, if you thought the first season was good, you haven't seen anything yet. This season takes everything that made the first season so great and dials it up to 11. The mysteries are more complex, the political intrigue is more dangerous, and the slow-burn romance between our brilliant, cynical protagonist Mao Mao and the handsome, enigmatic eunuch Jinshi is more captivating than ever. What makes The Apothecary Diaries so special and so popular on social media is its incredible attention to detail. This is a show that is meticulously researched, and it shows in every frame. The historical setting of ancient China is brought to life with stunning accuracy, from the architecture and clothing to the food and medicine. It's a show that is as educational as it is entertaining, and that has made it a hit with a wide range of audiences, including those who might not typically watch anime. The characters are also a major part of the show's appeal. Mao Mao is one of the most compelling and well-written female protagonists in recent memory. She's brilliant, she's resourceful, and she's completely unapologetic about who she is. And her dynamic with Jinshi is one of the most engaging and well-developed relationships in all of anime. The Apothecary Diaries Season 2 is a show that is firing on all cylinders. It's a masterclass in storytelling, world-building, and character development. It's a show that is both incredibly smart and incredibly entertaining. And in a world that is often dominated by fast-paced, action-packed series, it's a refreshing reminder that there is still a place for slow, thoughtful, and character-driven stories. This is a show that is destined to become a classic, and it's more than earned its spot in the top 5. At number 3, we have a show that is pure, unadulterated fun, Sakamoto Days. This is a series that knows exactly what it is and leans into it with everything it's got. It's a hilarious, action-packed, and surprisingly heartwarming story about a legendary hitman who gives it all up to get married, have a kid, and run a convenience store. Of course, his past isn't quite done with him, and he's constantly being targeted by his former colleagues. But here's the catch. He's gotten a little out of shape, and his wife has made him promise not to kill anyone. So he has to find creative, non-lethal ways to take down some of the most dangerous assassins in the world. And that's where the fun begins. What makes Sakamoto Days so brilliant and so viral is its incredible fight choreography. The action sequences in this show are some of the most inventive and entertaining I've ever seen. Sakamoto uses everything at his disposal, from a pack of cigarettes to a bag of potato chips, to take down his opponents. The fights are a perfect blend of slapstick comedy and jaw-dropping martial arts, and they are an absolute joy to watch. The animation by TMS Entertainment is also top-notch. The fights are fluid, dynamic, and incredibly well animated. And the character designs are simple, yet expressive, which makes the comedic moments all the more effective. But what really makes Sakamoto Days special is its heart. At its core, this is a story about a man who is trying to protect his family and his new peaceful life. And that's a theme that is universally relatable. It's a show that is as much about the importance of family and friendship as it is about kicking ass. And that's what has made it a hit with such a broad audience. Sakamoto Days is a show that is pure, unadulterated joy. It's a show that will make you laugh, it will make you cheer, and it will leave you with a smile on your face. And in a world that can often feel dark and cynical, that's a more valuable commodity than ever. Alright, we're in the top 2 now, and things are about to get weird. At number 2, we have the return of the most chaotic, most unpredictable, and most visually stunning anime of the last few years, Dandadan Season 2. If you're not familiar with Dandadan, I honestly don't know what to tell you. It's a show about a girl who believes in ghosts, a boy who believes in aliens, and their absolutely insane adventures as they get caught up in a world of supernatural battles, bizarre curses, and interdimensional weirdness. It's a show that is constantly throwing new ideas at you. And it's a show that is not afraid to get really, really weird. And that's exactly why it's so popular on social media. Dan to Dan is a show that is practically designed to be clipped, shared, and memed. The animation by Science Saru is absolutely breathtaking, with a fluid, kinetic style that makes every action sequence feel like a work of art. The character designs are unique and memorable, and the sheer, unadulterated creativity on display is unlike anything else in anime. This season, we're diving into the Cursed House and Evil Eye arcs, which are widely considered to be some of the best in the manga. And the anime adaptation has not disappointed. The animation is even more impressive than in the first season. The action is more intense, and the story is more emotionally resonant. But what really makes Dan to Dan so special is its complete and utter commitment to its own brand of weirdness. This is a show that is not afraid to be silly, to be absurd, and to be completely over the top. And in a world that can often feel like it's taking itself too seriously, that's a breath of fresh air. Dan to Dan is a show that is pure, unadulterated imagination. It's a show that is constantly surprising you, constantly delighting you, and constantly reminding you of the limitless possibilities of animation. It's a show that is destined to be remembered as one of the all-time greats, and it's more than earned its spot as the second best anime of the year so far. And here we are, the #1 spot. The anime that has not just dominated the conversation, but has become the conversation. The anime that has transcended the boundaries of the anime community and become a global cultural phenomenon. I'm talking, of course, about Solo Leveling Season 2. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Solo leveling? Really? It's just a power fantasy. It's all style and no substance. And you know what? You're not entirely wrong, but you're also not entirely right. Yes, Solo Leveling is a power fantasy. It's the story of Sung Jinwoo, the weakest hunter in the world, who is given the opportunity to level up and become the strongest. It's a story that is designed to be as satisfying and cathartic as possible, and it succeeds at that better than any other anime I've ever seen. But what makes Solo Leveling so special and so deserving of the #1 spot is not just its story, but its execution. The animation by A1 Pictures is, without a doubt, some of the best I've ever seen. Every fight is a masterpiece of choreography, cinematography, and sound design. The character designs are iconic. The world is immersive and believable. This is a show that is a feast for the senses, and it's a show that is designed to be watched on the biggest screen possible. And that's why it's so popular on social media. Solo Leveling is a show that is made for a viral world. Every episode is packed with moments that are designed to be clipped, shared, and reacted to. The power-ups, the transformations, the epic boss battles. These are the moments that have dominated TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube for the past year. This is a show that has become a part of our collective digital language. But it's not just the action that makes this show so special, it's the story. It's the journey of Sung Jinwoo from a weak, powerless boy to the strongest hunter in the world. It's a story about overcoming adversity, about pushing yourself to your limits, and about never giving up on your dreams. And that's a story that is universally relatable. Solo Leveling Season 2 is more than just an anime. It's a cultural event. It's a show that has brought millions of new fans into the anime community. It's a show that has set a new standard for what is possible in animation. And it's a show that will be remembered as one of the all-time greats. And that's why it's the best anime of 2025 so far. Now, before we wrap things up, I want to give a quick shout out to a few honorable mentions. These are the shows that didn't quite make the top 10, but are still absolutely worth your time. First up, we have My Dress Up Darling Season 2. This is a show that is pure, unadulterated joy. It's a sweet, funny, and incredibly wholesome story about a high school boy who loves to make Hina dolls and a popular Gyaru who loves to cosplay. It's a show that will warm your heart and leave you with a smile on your face. Next, we have the return of two of the biggest names in anime, Chainsaw Man Season 2 and Jujutsu Kaisen, Culling Game Arc. These are two of the most popular and critically acclaimed shonen series of the last few years, and their second seasons have not disappointed. They're both packed with incredible action, fascinating characters, and some of the best animation you'll see all year. We also have the return of a modern classic, ReZero Starting Life in Another World, Season 3. This is a show that has been redefining the isekai genre for years, and this season is no exception. It's a dark, twisted, and emotionally devastating story that will leave you on the edge of your seat. And finally, we have a show that is pure, unadulterated nostalgia, Dragon Ball Daima. This is a new series set in the world of Dragon Ball, and it's a love letter to everything that made the original series so great. It's a show that is full of action, comedy, and heart, and it's a must-watch for any fan of the franchise. So, there you have it. The top 10 best anime of 2025 so far, as determined by their viral impact and cultural resonance. It's been a wild year, and we're only halfway through. And if the first half is any indication, we're in for a truly incredible second half. What all of these shows have in common is that they're not just great anime. They're great stories. They're stories that have the power to make us laugh, to make us cry, to make us think, and to make us feel. They're stories that have the power to bring us together, to create communities, and to start conversations. And in a world that can often feel divided and disconnected, that's a more valuable commodity than ever. So, what do you think? What were your favorite anime of the year so far? What did I miss? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure